Hello friends, now we will see the next concept, interfaces in Java. Interfaces are reference type or abstract type which is used to specify the behaviors that a class should implement. Interface is very similar to the abstract class where it declares the method but does not provide the bodies to that method. For example, here we have declared the interface called as CleanListener, and here we have described the method without providing the body to that method. So all the methods which we have declared in the interface are implicitly public and abstract. So you don't have to provide even the abstract and a public modifier to this method because all methods are implicitly public and abstract. As this is very similar to the abstract class where it is only describing the method, not providing the body, so we cannot create the instance of the interfaces. But obviously, there is a difference between the abstract and the interface, so we will discuss that. So, interface may also contain the variables, and that variables are implicitly final variables. So, the final variables are nothing but what the constant variables. So, in the interface, you can declare the methods, along with that, you can declare the final variables. Along with that, you can also define after the JDK 8, we can also define the static methods in the interface. So suppose if we have declared the interface by using the interface keyword, so the interface like how we have declared the class and the class name, in the same way we will use the interface keyword and we will declare the interface. After that we will declare the methods in the interface. Whenever we want to implement the interface, we will use the implements keyword. So in the class we have used the inheritance concept and we are used the extend keyword for the inheritance concept, but for the interface we will use the implements keyword. The difference between the inheritance and the implementing the interface is that in Java, a class can extend only one class, but the class can implement the many interfaces. So whenever we want the multiple inheritance should be implemented in the Java, we are going to use the interfaces. So one class can implement the many interface. So whenever the class is implementing the interface, it has to provide the bodies to the methods which are declared in the corresponding interface. Otherwise, this class become abstract and you cannot create an instance of that classes. One more thing that we can do is we can extend the interface. So we can have the one interface. So one interface can extend the another interface. So now the sub interface can what the collection of the methods which are defined in the super interface as well as the its own interface. So in the interface, we can define the static methods, but obviously the static methods are not going to be inherited. We will see the demo so we can understand the what we can write in the interface. In after the JDK 8 updates is that we can declare the default method in the interface. So this is the very important alteration that made in the JDK 8. Before the JDK 8, you cannot define the methods. You can only declare the methods in the interface. Now, with the help of this default keyword, we can give the default implementation to the methods in the interfaces. So, whenever we are using this, so we want to add some new method in the interface, and if we are not providing the default keyword, so whatever the classes that implementing that interface earlier, they become abstract. So to avoid this, what they have done is in the JDK 8 8 updates. So we can define or we can give the default implementation to the methods, and for that we have to use the default keyword. So we will see the demo so you can understand that how to write the interface and how to implement the interface, how to write the static functions in the interface, how to write the default functions in the interface. So right now here we have the first interface called as what, the drawable. In that we will declare one draw function. So this is the draw function. Don't write the public static, or you can write the public abstract, that is also you can write. Otherwise all the methods are implicitly public and abstract in the interface. Now I will add one static method called as hello, but the whenever I will implement this interface in the classes, it is not going to be inherited. So the next is what, the interface. Second interface is transformation. So I will add one abstract method, that is a draw, in the drawable interface. Scale is another abstract method that I have added in the transformation interface. One default method is added in the transformation interface. Now the classes are going to implement more than one interface, so you have to use the implements keyword, and here we can give the list of the interfaces that we are going to implement. So here rectangle is going to implement drawable comma transformation interface. So whenever I will do this, this rectangle class should provide the definition of the draw and the scale. If one of the definition it is not going to provide, then the rectangle class is implicitly abstract. You cannot create an instance of the rectangle class. Same over here. The class circle is implemented the both interfaces, and it provided the definition of the both functions which are declared in the corresponding interfaces. So now what we can do is we can create an instance of the circle class, and if we want to call static method I said it is not going to inherit, so we have to call the static method with the help of the interface. So interface is drawable dot hello. After that we can call the corresponding methods that are what, the declare. So here the print method is default, it is going to inherited in the corresponding classes. So here we have not override the print method, so we can, the default implementation is available in the rectangle and the circle class that we can call on that particular instance. So in this way what we are going to do is, interface is nothing but what, the reference type or the abstract type, which is a collection of the all abstract methods. Here we are going to declare the methods and not going to provide the bodies to that method. So whenever we are doing the implementing the interface, we are making a contract between the class and the interface, and we are forcing the classes to implement the all methods which are declared in the corresponding interfaces. Otherwise that class become abstract. So here it is what, the reference type. You can also create a reference type of what, the corresponding interfaces like drawable or the transformation, and after that that reference can point to the corresponding instance, and you can invoke the method on that particular instance. So you can run the method, then you can see that the first we have called the static method. So the static method is hello, so I will get that corresponding output. After that we have called the draw method. The draw method is what, corresponding of the circle class. So the draw method of the circle class drawing the circle, and print method, the print is going to be inherited. So in the print the default body is I am in a transformation, so I will get the same output, I am in a transformation. And after that I have invoked the scale method on that instance, so the instance is of the circle kind, so I will get the corresponding output scaling the circle. In this way we can use the interfaces in Java.